Section 11 of 1000 Things Worth Knowing. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Betty B. 1000 Things Worth Knowing by Nathaniel C. Fowler, Jr. Cosmetics. Vaseline, cold cream, and glycerin are perfectly safe to use, although the latter irritates some skins. Most of the cosmetics upon the market, including many of those advertised to produce a good complexion, are practically worthless, and undoubtedly quite a number of them contain poisonous drugs and chemicals. The writer does not recall a cosmetic which contains any virtue not found in cold cream, Vaseline, or glycerin. Most cosmetics are made of cold cream or Vaseline, highly perfumed, and are claimed to possess special virtues. The only way to obtain a good complexion is to keep the skin in a healthy state by constant bathing and by massage, either with the hands or with a towel, with a moderate use of cold cream or other similar article. Nothing has ever been discovered which will restore the bloom of youth, and all articles advertised for that purpose are practically worthless. If they contain any "bloom," it is in the form of a dye or color. No one should use any concoction or salve other than cold cream, Vaseline, glycerin, or an almond preparation without the advice of a physician. Cost of the British Royal Family. The annuities paid by the British people to the royal family for its support are as follows: the King and Queen, $2,350,000; Queen Alexandra, $350,000; Princess Christian, $30,000; Princess Louise, Duchess of Argyll, $30,000; Duke of Connaught, $125,000; Duchess of Edinburgh, $30,000; Princess Beatrice, $30,000; Duchess of Albany, $30,000; Duchess of Mecklenburg Strelitz, $15,000; Trustees for King Edward VII's daughters, $90,000. Total, $2,790,000. The King also receives the revenues of the Duchy of Lancaster. During recent years these have amounted to about $350,000 per annum. The Prince of Wales has an income also from the revenues of the Duchy of Cornwall, amounting to about $500,000 per annum. When the royal children marry, dowries are usually provided for them. The last of the children of the late Queen Victoria to marry, Princess Beatrice, received $150,000 as dowry from the British people by parliamentary grant. Cotton gin. One of the 3 or 4 greatest inventions of civilization. It was invented by Eli Whitney in 1793. The machine separates the cotton wool from the seed and automatically cleans it with great rapidity. Previously the work was done by hand, a most tedious process. Cotton industry. From 16 million to 17 million bales of cotton are sold each year, each bale weighing about 490 pounds. Cradle of American Liberty. A name given to Faneuil Hall in Boston, Massachusetts, from the fact that many meetings were held here during Revolutionary days for the purpose of declaring the citizens' rights and protesting against the interference of England. Crédit Mobilier. This consisted of a stock company organized in 1863 for the purpose of constructing public works, including principally the building of the Union Pacific Railroad. Without going into the merits of the case, it may be said that this organization received much criticism, as it developed that many of the members of Congress were supposed to be connected with it. It is said that some of these members were corrupt and used this organization to feather their nest. It constituted perhaps the greatest national scandal, placing under suspicion, as it did, many of our so-called statesmen. Crusades. The name of wars carried on at intervals from 1095 to 1270 by the Christian nations of Europe against the Saracens, for the purpose of gaining possession of the Holy Land. There were 8 crusades, and the soldiers who engaged in them wore a cross on their breast or right shoulder as a sign of their religious faith. Hence the name Crusades from the Latin crux, cross. Crust of the earth. Very little is known of the interior of the earth except that it is supposed to be a molten mass. The aggregate thickness of the strata or rock layers, as far as known, is less than 30 miles. Section 12.